Hi class, it's me again, Ma'am Nov, and welcome to my class. So before we begin, let us review first Module 1 of Quarter 1. So it was all about permutation. It refers to the different possible arrangements of set of objects where order is important. So we have different types of permutations. We have 4, right? So we have permutation of n objects taken all at a time. And we also have permutation of n objects taken r at a time. And we also have circular permutation. Next is distinguishable permutation. Now, are you playing Mobile Legends? Kayo, ano ang hero ninyo? Okay, so let's try to navigate this game. So, example, sa larong ML, so there are different heroes, di ba? So there are different roles: tank, assassin, fighter, mage, and marksman. In how many ways kaya na makakapili ako ng isang support na hero out of 5 support heroes na meron ako? Now, sa items tayo. Okay, example. So there are 16 attack items all in all. And then I want to choose 2 attack items. In how many ways can I choose 2 attack items out of 16 attack items? Sa defense items. In how many ways can I choose 2 defense items out of 12 items? Next, sa movement naman, sa bunga boots. In how many ways can I buy or choose 1 out of 7 boots? Now, can you answer all of those questions? Yes, of course. Okay, kumusta? Okay, so mamaya na ang ML class. Makinig muna tayo sa aking lesson. Okay? Para may masagot kayo sa module ninyo.
Are you now ready for a new lesson? Alright.
Our lesson for today is all about combinations. Kanina, may tanong ako while we are navigating the Mobile Legends, right? Those questions can be answered through this topic. So, I have here a bowl of 3 fruits. We have orange, apple, and banana. Now, what if select 2 fruits at a time? We will count the number of different selections we have made when using 2 objects at a time from the 3 given fruits. Or yung objects na tinutukoy dito is yung fruit pa rin. So, pwede tayong kumuha ng orange and apple. Pwede rin tayong kumuha ng orange at banana. Pwede rin apple and banana. So, ilang selections ang pwede? So, we have 1, we have 2, and we have 3. So, we have 3 selections or 3 combinations. What if we will select 3 fruits at a time? Kunin natin lahat ng fruits sa bowl at a time. Siyempre, 3 fruits, pwede natin silang kunin lahat ng sabay-sabay. So, isang beses natin kunin. So, 1. Okay, so we have number of objects, 3 fruits. Then we will get all of them at a time. Okay, look at the picture and listen. Suppose Shindalu was assigned by her advisor to be the leader of her group. She was given the freedom to choose 3 of her classmates. If she choose JM, Kin, and Alwin, does it make any difference if she choose instead Alwin, Kin, and JM? May kaibahan ba kapag pinili niya si Alwin, Kin, and JM? Hindi ba? Walang kaibahan because the list refers to the same people. The same lang eh. Pinili niya si JM, Kin, and Alwin. Tapos, pipiliin niya na naman si Alwin, Kin, and JM. Diba? Okay. So, the same people pa rin. So each selection that you could possibly make is called combination. Pero, on the other hand, if she choose Mitch, Kathleen, and Charlene instead, now, that is another combination, and it is different from the first combination cited. Now, ano ba talaga ang combination? It is the number of ways of selecting from a set of objects where order is not important. So, dito, let's try to identify if the following statements are combination or not para mas maintindihan. Next, choosing which string to pluck from a ukulele. Do you know what is a ukulele? A ukulele is a 4-string instrument. Okay, so isipin ninyo, if ipa-pluck natin yung first string, and then yung second string, and then yung third and yung fourth, if baliktarin natin, 4, 3, 2, 1, the same pa rin ba ang tunog? Just like this? Hindi ba? That is why the order is important. And this is not a combination because a combination order is not important. Okay? So this is not a combination. This is the first string, second, third, and the fourth string. How about this? Pairing pins of an Ethernet cable. Ano pala yung itsura ng Ethernet cable? Just like this. Okay, so nakikita ninyo yan sa mga internet cafe or kapag may internet kayo sa bahay. Okay, so may mga pins yan. There are 8 pins. Okay, so gagana ba ang internet kapag nagkabaliktad ang mga pins? Hindi. Therefore, kailangan in order siya. And order is important. So that is not a combination. And ang RJ45, there are 8 pins dyan. So, ito yon, straight through and crossover. So, itong pin 1, kailangan nasa pin 1 lang talaga. Si pin 2, nasa pin 2 lang talaga. And so on. Crossover naman ang design. So, si pin 1, kailangan nasa pin 3 lang. Si pin 3 naman, kailangan naka pin 1. And so on. Choosing 4 books to borrow out of 7 books of his interest in the library. So, let's say, pinili niya math, science, English, and Filipino. The same lang ba kung pipiliin niya English, math, Filipino, and science? The same lang. Meaning, the order is not important and that is a combination. Do you have any questions? So, klaro na ba? Ano ba talaga ang combination? Very good. Now, paano ba isolve ang combination? Paano ba isolve yung number of ways? Paano ba isolve yung how many combinations ang kailangan? So, first, it can be written as, just like this. And it can be read as, the combination of n objects taken are at a time. So, ano bang formula ng combination? Isa lang. Hindi ba ang permutation may 4, pero ang combination may isa lang? So, combination of n objects taken r at a time is equal to n factorial over r factorial times the quantity of n minus r factorial, where r should be greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to n. So, kanina, let's try to solve yung 3 fruits. So, we will select 2 fruits at a time and then let's solve. Okay, so we have combination of 3 objects, yung 3 fruits, taken r at a time or taken 2 at a time. So, we will take 2 fruits at a time. Our n here is 3 and our r is 2. So, we will just substitute. So, we have 3 factorial over 2 factorial times the quantity of 3 minus 2 factorial. So, we have 3 factorial over 2 factorial. 3 minus 2 is 1 factorial. So, we'll expand the factorial. So, we have 3 times 2 times 1, 2 times 1 times 1 factorial. Saan galing si 2 times 1? Dito kay 2 factorial. And we have 1 factorial here. So, cancel natin. Cancel si 2. Cancel yan si 2. Pati si 1. So, ang naiwan is 3 over 1. 1 factorial is equal to 1. So, 3 over 1 is 3. So, meaning, there are 3 selections. So, ano yung selections nga? So, we have orange and apple, orange and banana, pwede ring apple and banana. Okay, di ba? Tama tayo? Now, how about this? We will select 3 fruits at a time. So, our N here is 3 and our R is 3. Okay? So, we have 3 factorial over 3 factorial times the quantity of 3 minus 3 factorial. So, we have 3 factorial over 3 factorial. 3 minus 3 is 0 factorial. So, we have 0 factorial is equal to 1. And we will cancel 3 factorial sa taas, pati sa baba. So, ang 3 factorial over 3 factorial is equal to 1. And 1 over 1 is equal to 1. So, we have only 1 selection. And ano yon? Ito, orange, apple, and banana. Okay. Example, the barangay functionaries created groups to distribute the food packs to the indigent families during pandemic. In how many ways can they form a group of 4 members from 8 people? Okay, so we have 8 people and we will form 4 members. Okay, so we have the formula n factorial over r factorial times the quantity of n minus r factorial. Class, always start with the formula because the formula is your guide on how to answer it or how to solve it. Okay? So, we have here 8 factorial over 4 factorial. Saan galing si 4? Diyan siya galing kay R because R is equal to 4. 8 minus 4 factorial. So, we have 8 factorial over 4 factorial. 8 minus 4 is 4 factorial. So, we will expand the 8 factorial. So, we have 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 factorial. Okay, why did I stop to 4 factorial? Okay, para makancel natin kasi sa ibaba, 4 factorial din, hindi ba? Okay, the same lang kasi yan. 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Dito rin, 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Marami na tayong ika-cancel. So, dito na lang tayo mag-stop. Okay? So, we have here, cancel natin si 4 factorial and tsaka yung isang 4 factorial. Since wala na tayong pwedeng makancel, so we will multiply 8 times 7 times 6 times 5. It is equal to 1,680. Then what is 4 factorial? 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 is equal to 24. And we will divide it. So we have 70 ways. But what if ganito? Find the value of n in combination of n objects taken 2 at a time is equal to 78. Kunin natin si n. What if ganyan? Okay, so let's try to solve or find the value of n in combination of n taken 2 at a time is equal to 78. Since combination of n taken 2 at a time is equal to 78, substitute natin siya dito. So, this must be equal to 78. Okay, yan. Equals. N factorial is just equal to n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 times n minus 3 and so on. Okay, so we will expand n factorial here. So, we have n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 factorial. Bakit dito tayo nag-stop? Pwede tayo mag n minus 3, n minus 4, and so on. Pero, since our r is 2, diba? So, 2 factorial tayo dyan. Times, our n is unknown, minus our r is 2. Okay, that is why n minus 2 lang, factorial lang tayo nag-stop para makancel natin siya. Cancel. N times n minus 1 over 2 factorial. And then, multiply natin using distributive property, so we have n squared minus n over 2 is equal to 78. Then cross multiply, so we have 156 equals n squared minus n. Then equate natin, gawin natin siyang general form. So we have n squared minus n minus 156 equals 0. So we have n squared minus n minus 156 equals 0. So let's try to factor it. Ano kaya ang pwede? So we have n here and n. So dapat, since this is minus, so dapat isa, minus naman, ang isa naman is plus sign. Right, so we have 13 and 12. Okay, so multiply natin, negative 13 times positive 12 is negative 156. If i-add naman natin, negative 13 plus 12 is negative 1. Okay, so we have here, let's equate the two factors. So n minus 13 equals 0. Kabila naman, n plus 12 equals 0. Okay, so we have n equals positive 13 and n equals negative 12. Okay, remember yung condition ng combination, kailangan si n is mas malaki kay r. So, saan ba dyan? So, that's right. We will choose 13. Okay, so let's try to check this. Combination of 13 taken 2 at a time is equal to 78. Okay, so we have n r factorial times n minus r factorial. So we have 13 factorial, 2 factorial. 13 minus 2 is 11 factorial. So let's try to expand 13 factorial. 13 times 12 times 11 factorial. Stop tayo dyan para makancel natin si 11 factorial. 13 times 12 is 156 divided by 2 factorial, which is equal to 2, is equal to 78. So, tama.
Now, since marunong na kayo mag-solve manually, I will teach you to use your calculator or your scientific calculator. So, let's try to solve yung problems kanina.
Okay, so we have this example. Combination of 3 taken 2 at a time is equal to 3. Let's check. Paano ba yan? So, sa calculator ninyo, may nakita kayong ganito, hindi ba? NCR. Okay? So, just press muna natin yung first number or yung n objects. 3. And then, press this. Para C, di ba? 3C. And then, we will press 2. So, combination of 3 objects taken 2 at a time is equal to 3. Combination of 8 objects taken 4 at a time is equal to 70. Let's check. So, we have 8. Press natin yung C, yung sa NCR na button, and then 4. Sagsagot is 70. The same sila.
Mas madali kapag may calculator. Pero syempre, dapat marunong din kayo sa manual. What if wala kayong dalang calculator? So, let's wrap up our lesson for today. Ano nga ba ang combination? So, it is the number of ways of selecting from a set of objects where order is not important. Okay? So, pwedeng magkabaliktad, pwedeng ma-interchange because the order is not important. And it can be written as the following. And the formula is only isa lang. Okay, class, do you have any questions? Wala na ba? Intindihan na ba lahat? Okay, so for your assignment, with the learnings you have
regarding combinations, do this accordingly in your answer sheet. Create one real-life situation or problem that illustrate combination. Show the solution on how you solve the problem. Next, give a short discussion as to how such problem help you in making conclusion. Okay, you can now start to answer your module. Study well, students! Thank you very much for listening. Bye! Stay at home and help others, especially your family.